Many of you have heard me talk about the importance of having certain daily rituals that can help you to have a stress-free life, or at least a life with a lot less stress in it. Today, I want to underline the importance of having those daily rituals and truly sticking to them as a way of effectively managing the stress in your life. I've given you a variety of tools, of things that you can use for effective stress reduction, for stress prevention, for building your own resilience against stress and its effects. One of these things that I'm going to suggest again today are those daily rituals. The reason why they're so important is because it is through this repetition of daily rituals, whatever they may be, and don't let the word rituals throw you off, things that you do on a regular basis that help you to build that resilience that is so important. As important as it is to have a toolbox with a wide variety of options that you can pick and choose for the right situation, for the right mood, for the right time of day, whatever the case may be, it's good to have a stable, steady underlying foundation of resilience. And having those daily rituals that focus on stress reduction is exactly how we go about attaining that foundation. Let's break it down into 3 simple things: morning rituals, midday rituals, and evening rituals. Do the rituals have to be the same every time? No. But if you engage in something on a regular basis, some of you may just do morning and night. Some of you may do all 3. Whatever works for you, find your own rhythm. That's the important thing. I can make suggestions to you, but you have to be able to take what I'm offering you and tweak it, adjust it as needed so that it works for you in the best way possible. So if having a morning ritual stresses you out, then don't do a morning ritual. Do a midday ritual and an evening ritual. If a midday ritual is not something you can do, then skip it. But I'll tell you, some of these rituals are so simple, there's just no reason to skip them. So let's think about morning rituals. Some of you may do something like yoga or going to the gym, maybe working out. That's your morning ritual. Or you could do a few minutes of meditation. And again, keep in mind, this does not have to be an hour-long thing. I think some people have such good intentions that they want to devote way more time to something than what they have, and that ends up stressing them out and they don't do it. So if all you can do is 5 minutes, then do 5 minutes. Maybe that means 5 minutes of meditation. Maybe that means 5 minutes of jumping jacks. That's something that is good for becoming more resilient to stress and its effects. Physical exercise is an excellent thing to engage in regularly. So maybe you do 5 minutes of jumping jacks, or whatever it is that you do. Maybe you hop on the treadmill, maybe whatever, maybe you do push-ups, whatever the case may be for you. But if 5 minutes is all you have as opposed to doing nothing, then do your 5 minutes. Maybe you do 3 minutes of breathing exercises in the morning. 3 minutes, who doesn't have 3 minutes? You could do those in the shower. You can see how simple it can be. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to overcommit to something that you can't possibly do on a regular basis and therefore set yourself up for failure from the start. Start little. Start with things that are realistic and attainable, but do them every day. So morning rituals, things like that, very simple. Midday rituals. What could a midday ritual be? A midday ritual could be as simple as doing some stretching. Get up from your desk, walk away from your workstation, and do some stretching. Maybe you take a 10-minute break and walk around the office or the office grounds. That could be your ritual. Maybe you have a ritual of standing up, giving your eyes a break from the computer screens, and having a glass of water while enjoying some quiet. Just some quiet. No phones, no music, no noise, no apps, no bings, no dings, no buzzing. Just some quiet. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can get. But those could be so easy. You know what? If your work is so crazy that you think you can't even do that, I'm going to say this to you. Surely you can take a bathroom break. And when you go to take a bathroom break, you can take 3 minutes to close your eyes and do some breathing exercises. If your employer is checking in on you while you're in the bathroom, that's a whole different issue. That's a whole different conversation, but definitely food for thought. So there's really no excuse why you can't do this. Some days it may be as simple as 30 seconds or 1 minute of closing your eyes and just focusing inward, finding your center. You do that 2-3 times throughout your workday, that's so much better than doing nothing. But what did it take you? 30 seconds at a time? There's no excuse. What about evening rituals? Those could be just as varied, so use your creativity. Maybe your evening ritual includes journaling or sitting down and thinking about how the day went and what did you learn? What would you do differently? What did you like about your day? Be careful not to get stuck with complaining about how the day went. That could become toxic very quickly. Lessons learned are one thing. How would I do things better or differently are one thing. But ruminating and getting stuck in complaints, no, we're not looking to create a ritual of complaining. Another thing you could do is maybe some people have time for a bath. Again, you don't have to do the same thing every time. So maybe you don't have a time for a relaxing bath every night. But when you do, take an advantage of that and have a relaxing bath. Maybe your ritual is to read a few pages in a book. Maybe it is to meditate or do yoga or do your workout then. Maybe your evening ritual is all about calming the senses. Maybe you have that cup of chamomile tea, or maybe you dim the lights. Turn off the screens, the phones, the computers, the tablets. Start winding down. Start creating a quieter, more peaceful environment than what it was during the day. So you could use your imagination to create all sorts of rituals. Breathing exercises, meditation, things like yoga, stretching, all of those could be incorporated during any part of the day. So why not part of your evening routine? So I hope you can see that there's absolutely no reason, no excuse why you couldn't have these routines, these rituals that you do on a daily basis. They don't have to be the exact same thing, but the important thing is of getting into the habit of doing something every single day. And as hopefully you've come to understand and realize from this episode, there's really no excuse why you couldn't do morning, midday, and evening every single day. I encourage you to work on developing these rituals, these habits, these things that you do every day to build up that foundation of resilience. Because let's face it, even though we can eliminate some stressors altogether and certainly reduce many stressors in our lives, we can't get rid of all stress altogether. So we have to know how to be strong and resilient. And part of that is dealing with stress effectively. Let's work on establishing these habits, these rituals that can help to get you there. If you'd like to learn more about a comprehensive approach to stress management, check out the link below.